What up, YouTube friends on Google+. Welcome back to Strategic Social Networking. I'm Daniel, and the topic of today's video is how to build and grow engaging communities on Google+. Okay, for starters, there's already thousands upon thousands of communities on Google+ for just about any subject matter you can think of, okay? And building a community is and getting people to join and keeping engagement levels up is not a walk in the park. And but that doesn't mean it's not possible. It can definitely be done. I have built some massive communities on the platform, and I'm going to share with you today how I did that. Some of the tips and tricks and secrets that I use to build my communities. Okay, for starters, the first thing you want to do before you do anything else is create a brand page, okay? You'll want to create a brand page. You also need followers. If you do not have a social presence of any kind on Google+, this isn't going to work for you, okay? You need to build up a social presence first. So the first thing you want to do before you even create the brand page, you need about 1,000 to 1,200 followers, all right, to begin with, because you're going to invite these people into your community during the first week or two when you first launch it to get it moving, to get it going, okay? So what you want to do is you want to set up like 3 to 5 circles on your profile. You'll create 3 to 5 circles, and you can do that by hovering over the menu on the left-hand side of the screen from your Google Plus profile and clicking on People, and then click on Create Circles, create a circle. And do that like 3 to 5 times. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go out and engage with people on the platform in communities that are relevant to your purpose on the web. So let's say you plan on creating a gaming community, and I'm going to use our gaming community, Gamers Bay, our brand on Google Plus, as an example throughout the course of this video. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to create, 3 to 5 circles, label them gamers. You could have one for retro gamers, one for PS4 gamers, Xbox gamers, however you want to name them, that's fine. Add 250 people to each circle, okay? Don't mass follow people. Don't mass add people to these circles. Add a couple people here and there. Engage with people on the platform. If you're mass adding people to your circles, you could get flagged as being spam by Google. They may pull the plug on your ability to follow people if they think you're mass following. So you don't want to do that, okay? So you want to get 1,000 to 1,200 followers, okay? You want to get 1,000 to 1,200 people in these circles that are relevant to the purpose of the community you're going to create. You don't want to invite people to your new community that are not relevant to its purpose, okay? That's not going to do any good, because they're not, even if they join a community, trust me, I know from experience, they're not going to hang out, okay? They're not going to go in a community, they're not going to hang out. You want to get people that are relevant, okay? That could take you 3 to 5 months. It can take a while to do it. If you're new on Google+, even if you have a website, if you have a YouTube channel, etc., that helps actually, because you can put notices up on your YouTube videos, your descriptions and so forth to let people know that you have a community on G+. We do the same thing in the descriptions of our videos on Gamers Bay channel. So here's what you want to do. Once you have like 1,000 to 1,200 people, before you create a community, you need to start by creating a brand page, and I'll tell you why. Okay, you're going to use the brand page to share posts from your community back to public on the brand page on a daily basis. This is to remind people that you're there. Okay, keep in mind, there is a lot of noise on social media. When it comes to gaming communities and Google+, again, there's thousands of them, okay? How are you going to sift through all that noise? And even if people engage in your community, what makes you think they're going to come back tomorrow? That's just it. People will join communities, and then a couple days from now, they'll forget about them, and they may never go back to them again, or they may not come back to them for 6 or 8 months. Don't let that happen. Remind people that you're there. This is how you do it. First, create the brand page. Go ahead and create a brand page. You're going to go to Google My Business. You go to Google search, just type in Google My Business, click on the link, create a page. Another way you can do it is from your profile on G+, from the left-hand menu. Hover over the menu, go down to where it says Pages. If there's not a link there for Pages, for some people it doesn't show up, go to Google My Business and Google search. I'm going to include a link in the description of this video that you can click on. That will just take you straight there. You're going to create a brand page. Make sure it's set to public and all that. Now you're going to use the brand page to create your community. Okay? That way, when people go into the community, it will say created by, and it won't have your name. It'll have the name of your brand. Whatever the name of the brand page is, that will show up as the creator of the community. And if you go into Gamers Bay, our gaming community on Google+, you'll see it says created by Gamers Bay. And there's not only does it say created by Gamers Bay, but there's a link there to Gamers Bay brand page. Okay? Once you get your community set up, and by the way, how you do that is at the left-hand menu again. You'll go and hover over the left-hand menu from your Google+ profile, go down to where it says Communities, and from the new user interface or from the classic G+ user interface, you'll just click on Create Community. Okay, there'll be a link right in there on that screen when it pops up. Click Create Community. And like I said, you want to do it from your brand page. Don't do it from your profile. If you want to brand it out, use the brand page. Get it set up. Now, you'll notice there's buttons in the community to invite people to join. Okay? For instance, let me go into one of my communities right now. Okay? You'll have links at the top of the community that say, invite your friends to join this community, invite people, or share this community. So you're going to click on invite people, okay? Then what you're going to do is a box will pop up. It'll be like a post, okay? And it'll show preview community, the name of your community, and your community logo, whatever logo you used inside your community itself. Now in the box below where it says to, click that box. Now click one circle. One circle. You're going to invite one circle a day of these 250 people that you followed or that followed you or whatever to join your community. Don't send out 1,000 invites in one day. Don't do this, okay? Google won't even send them all out. They'll send out like 400 or 450 and then they'll cap it, and then the rest of the invites are just going off into thin air. You want to send out 250 a day. That's usually what we do. And the reason why is because you want to keep a steady stream during the first couple weeks after your community was created. You want to keep a steady stream of new people coming in. Also, not everybody's online at the same time. Some of the people you invite, they may not see your notice until a week from now, or 2 days from now, or a month from now. So you want to send invites out, you know, in increments, okay? So you'll invite one circle. Don't just click send. At the top of the post, throw in a nice, unique description. Say, hey, you know what? I just launched my gaming community. I would love it if you guys would come check it out and join. Dude, it gets a lot more attention from users on the Google Plus platform if you include a description at the top of the post. Don't just send out a dry invite. They'll just ignore that, okay? A lot of people will, so don't do that. Another thing you can do once you launch the community is click on the share this community button. Share it to public. Again, yeah, click on the drop down box where it says to at the bottom of the post and click public. Throw in a nice description at the top of the post and click share. You'll want to do that that should be the absolute first thing you do before you even invite people. Now what you're going to do is for the first like week to 2 weeks, every day or two, invite another 250 people from your personal Google Plus profile that are relevant, the circles that are relevant to your community's theme and purpose, okay? Whatever it may be. Like I said, we're using video games. We're using video games as an example for this video, okay? As people start to join, they're going to post, they're going to engage. Now, here's the thing. Once those invites dry up, say 2-3 weeks from now, a month later, things are going to start to slow down. Because like I said, people start to forget that you exist. You have to remind them. And here, that's where the brand page comes in. So what you want to do to keep engagement up, use the brand page every day to share posts back to public on the brand page with the followers of the brand page, okay? Every day. You want to do this 7 days a week. That's what we do. We go in and we share the moderators' posts, the community's members' posts. Don't go crazy. We share about max 2 to 3 posts a day. And then we make several posts. Another thing you want to do too, make posts to public on your brand page. Make posts in the community using your brand page. Okay. Another thing you can do too to get the ball rolling and keep your community growing and keep the engagement up over the course of time, use your personal profile as well. I will go in with my personal profile, and once every couple days, I'll share a post back to public with my own profile. Now, the benefits are huge because over time, you know, people will follow you. You will gain more and more followers on your brand page and your personal profile. For example, Gamers Bay has 12,600 followers, I think, on its brand page. I have over 8,000 something hundred. Okay, so that's, you know, that's over 20,000 people. If I share one post to the brand page and one post to the personal profile each day, that's over 20,000 people. That's over 20,000 possibilities a day that I have to get visibility to my gaming community. And here's what's so great about it. Every time somebody shares a post from your community back with the followers on their brand page or their personal profile or to another community, etc., Google includes a link in there that says originally shared to such and such community. In this case, we're using Gamers Bay as an example, and it'll say so-and-so shared, you know, originally shared by so-and-so to such and such community, to say Gamers Bay, okay? And people will see that link in that post no matter where it's shared on the Google Plus platform. So it brings visibility back to the community when people share the post. Google gives you credit, okay? So what you want to do now is get all your graphics in place first and everything before you launch everything. You know, you're going to want to make a banner for the brand page. You're going to need a logo for the brand page. You're going to need a logo for the community. You know, you'll start sharing posts, like I said, back to public on a daily basis. Make posts, share your community members' posts. Now the categories, okay? When you start to set up categories for your community, these matter a lot because you can literally rank in the search results in Google Plus for communities, okay? When people search the communities feature, you can rank for the relevant keywords that people use to search for them with your categories. That's something that Google started doing this past like 8 or 9 months. And for instance, if you type in gaming news, Gamers Bay ranks for that. In the communities feature, game reviews, we rank for that. Online games, we rank for that. Retro games, we rank for that. And so these are all sections, these are all category sections that we have in our community, okay? Now, another thing that you want to do to grow your community is don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? Do you have, let's say for instance, you already have a gaming channel, include links to your other social profiles from the About section of your community. For instance, we have a link back to the brand page from the About section of Gamers Bay community, okay, that people can click. We have links to our other relevant social profiles on other platforms such as Twitter. We have a link to Gamers Bay community has a link to its Twitter account, its Pinterest account, its Facebook account, to our online game site where we host hundreds of games for people to play for free online. Integrate. Connect all your social properties together. Have links to work so that you can drive your audiences from one platform to the other. For instance, we've always had a post pinned up on Twitter, on the Gamers Bay page on Twitter, to count there, it says Gamers Bay, gaming news, reviews, and online games, right? And there's a link in there that goes back to the community on Google+. So we drive traffic to all these different social properties that are all integrated, they're all part of the same brand, etc. And like I said, the keywords used in your About section, unfortunately, they don't matter a whole lot. Google don't really take them into importance. They just kind of ignore them. They're great. They're great to provide information for people that are coming into the community. Here's another thing that a lot of community owners don't do, and it's very, very obvious that this works. This is a great tactic to grow a brand new community. Okay. Include a statement in the About section of the community that says, invite your friends to join this community using the buttons above. It's common sense. Give people a sense of direction. Ask them to invite people to join the community. Ask them to share the community. You'd be surprised. Just that simple statement, you'd be surprised how many people will share your community with their followers, or they will invite people from their circles to join. A lot of people do it. It's a great tactic. It really works. Okay. Now, here's the thing that you have to understand about ranking with communities. Okay. Yes, relevance matters. What people are searching for, what keywords are in your category sections of the category section of your community. That does matter. How big your community is, how many members you have. What is the frequency of posting? What are the engagement levels? Those are really important. Those can really help to drive traffic, and they can really help you to rank. Another thing that matters is how many posts you have for a given category. Okay. For instance, if I click on retro games, I don't know how many posts are under a retro games category. I'd say it's probably like 5,000 or 6,000 or something like that. Gamers Bay actually has, I don't know, the last I checked, I think it was like 22 or 23,000 posts. Okay, Google takes that highly into consideration when they rank communities, is how many posts it has. That is a huge factor. So it is harder to rank older, well-established communities. Okay. But community size isn't everything, and it doesn't dictate your engagement levels over the long term. What does help to drive engagement over the long term is how much are you involved in the community on a daily basis? Because I'm going to tell you something. This is really, really important. The community owner and the moderators, you guys are 9/10. You as the owner and your moderators, you are 9/10 of your community. Yep, I don't care how many members you have or who the most active members are, you are 9/10 of the community. And I'll tell you why. When people go into communities and they see spammy posts everywhere, there's no moderation, and the community owners and the moderators aren't there, it sends a really bad signal to users. And they don't feel encouraged to get involved. But when you have people that are part of this brand directly involved, and they can see that those individuals are directly involved when they first check out the community or they join it, they're more likely to get engaged. They're more likely to get involved with the community over the long term. Okay. And I see a lot of people say, man, my engagement levels suck, I've had people come to me and say, look, I've got 25,000 members and nobody's talking, hardly anybody's posting. The engagement's just dead. See, the numbers don't matter. They don't matter. Okay? That's not everything. When people go into community, the numbers don't matter. Okay? What do you do when engagement levels fall flat and people aren't talking or not engaging? What do you do to drive engagement? Run your mouth. Start talking. If nobody else is talking, be the one to start the conversation. You know what? That's what we do with our communities. My moderators, they will go into, and the brand managers, they will go into communities and they will comment. They will read people's articles. They will comment on people's posts. And you know what? One thing leads to another. And one comment can turn into a huge discussion between 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people. I have seen it happen. More often than not, I'm the one to start the conversation, and so are the moderators. That's why you're 9/10 of the community. It's up to you to drive engagement for your brand and for your purpose on the web. Don't expect anybody else to do it. For instance, Gamers Bay community only has 13,000 members. Our engagement levels put some of the much larger gaming communities that have 100,000 members to shame. Okay? We have massive engagement on most days. The more actively involved we are, the more actively involved our members are, and the more engagement we can drive. Okay, and the more traffic we can drive and convert on, for that matter. So, yeah, if people aren't talking, start commenting on their posts. Make posts yourself. Get involved, get engaged, talk to other people on the platform and in your community, on your brand page. Be responsive. If people are commenting your posts on your brand page or in your public profile, don't just ignore them. Don't wait 3 days to respond. Okay, you have to be responsive to build a brand here. That's how it works. Okay, if you have a YouTube channel, what we did with Gamers Bay channel is we used cards and we used annotated links to create links back to our brand page on Google Plus and back to our website with our online games. We have links there to go back to the community as well. So you really want to integrate your brand across a multitude of social platforms. So you can drive traffic from point A to point B to point C, and people are still on your brand, no matter which platform they're on. You can't be everywhere either. For us, our flagship social platform for Gamers Bay, for instance, is Google Plus, and this is where we put the bulk of our time and energy into. Now we're focusing more and more on YouTube and our gaming channels there to help build the presence of our gaming news brand in our organization online. Okay, so, but like I said, things like your categories, the category naming conventions, those really, really matter. Like, for instance, we do have a gaming news category. We do have a retro games category. We do typically rank for these keywords when people search for communities. There's no reason why you can't rank for certain keywords. The more people that are actively involved in your community and the more that people post in those sections, the more likely you are to rank for those keywords. Okay, you can also rank for keywords that are related but that are not used in your category sections if they are relevant to your community on a larger scale. Okay, because let's face it, if you go and you type in retro games, nobody's going to scroll down to the 100th community. They're not going to do that. Okay, they're gonna look at the first 10 or 20 communities and they're gonna check out 1 or 2 at most, and they're gonna join one, and they're probably just gonna stick with that. All right, they're not gonna join every community. You can't count on that happening. And in order to rise up through all this noise, this social noise, with all these communities in the Google Plus platform, and keep yourself front and center. You want to stay active because engagement levels in your community will drive your rank. Okay. Another thing too is that, like I said, size does not matter. It doesn't matter how many. You may only have 250 followers on your brand page. You may only have 300 or 400 members in your community. It doesn't matter. You can get a post out in front of thousands of people. The way that Google ranks content in Google Plus, and I mentioned this in a video the other day, is this. Okay, it goes by relevance and engagement. The more people that +1 comment and share a post and talk about the specific, subject matter at hand for that particular post, the more Google is going to feel compelled to put that content out in front of more people that it's relevant to. Okay, and about 70-80% of our visibility for our brand page posts for Gamers Bay, somewhere in there, does not actually come from the brand page's followers, despite the fact that we have over 12,000 followers. Most of our visibility comes from people sharing our posts with their followers, and because Google decided to put that content out in front of other people that it's relevant to, and that brings about discoverability. Now you have an opportunity for new people to discover your content. So it's not about how many subscribers you have on your YouTube channel or how many members you have in your community. You can get a post to get a lot of engagement if it's something that's really relevant and it's something that people really, really like. A couple shares can go a long way. Like I said, give people a sense of direction. Like here in Gamers Bay, if I look right here, it says invite your friends using the buttons above. They do it all the time. Hey, throw in a description there, let people know what your community is about. Do focus on your category links. Another thing you can do too, pin posts. You can pin posts. This is something you could not do when we first launched our communities on Google Plus. You didn't have the ability to pin posts on brand pages and communities. Now you do. Make a post to public, or if you have a post that's really important to you, you really want people to see it, pin it up on your brand page. If you have something that's really important in community, you can pin that. You can get more visibility to that. Okay. Let's say you have other bloggers and publishers and other people that in your community. If you share their content with your followers, with your brand page and your personal followers, they'll value that, and they'll be more likely to come back and post in your community, because if they're a publisher, they need traffic. They need visibility too, and if they're getting it from you, they're not going to go to the other communities. You'd be surprised how many people go into Gamers Bay on a daily basis and make posts there, and we're their first choice. And there's other gaming communities that have 100, 200,000 members, and like I said, they don't get the engagement levels that we do. Collectively between the brand page and the community, we have about 25,000 people. And man, we put some of these gaming communities, 80, 100,000 members, to shame. In fact, at a few points in time, we literally beat the largest gaming community on Google Plus, which was Plus Gaming. Okay, I remember back when they had 450,000 members and we had 6,000, and we were getting more traffic than them. Yes, we beat them out for a period of I think it was 4 or 5 months back in 2014. So the numbers don't matter. It's all about engagement. And if people aren't talking, be the one to talk. Be the one to talk. Get the conversation going. Don't wait for other people to start, to start talking and to get the ball rolling. You are 9/10 of your community. It's your responsibility. It's only what you make it. If you want your community to work over the long term, you're going to have to be proactive. Okay? If you ditch your community for a week and there's no moderation there, and you, the owner, you're not there, and your brand page is not involved, there's no one managing it, you're screwed. You're going to become irrelevant. Yeah, it's that quick. It's that quick. It has to be an ongoing thing. Even with Gamers Bay, if we stop getting involved with our community members on a daily basis for, say, 2 or 3 weeks, man, we would know. I mean, Google, our visibility on the G Plus platform would just plummet. I mean, we would just be down the tubes. So don't do that. Stay active. Stay involved. If you have a website, throw the link there in the community about section. Integrate. It's tough. It takes time. Now, here's another thing. Google has what they call featured communities. Okay, we have 2 communities on the platform that are featured. One is a travel photography community. The other is strategic social networking, which is the channel that, which is the community that this channel is connected to. Strategic social networking. It is a featured community on Google Plus, and once you become a featured community, when people go to search the communities feature on the platform, Google will showcase your community to like tens of thousands of people, okay, every month, okay, and they showcase a number of communities, but if you're featured, you're going to get prominent visibility. Okay, so that's why you want to keep your engagement levels up so that you can get into that featured section. We did that with strategic social networking. We get great visibility with it. I don't know, maybe like anywhere from 25 to 60, maybe 100 new members in a day. It's somewhere in there. I say average day, probably like 40 to 45 a day. Some days we only gain 10. Other days we gain 100. So it just depends. But it's great if you can get into that featured spot. And it takes time to do that. If you're building a brand new community, you're not going to rank into the featured community spot overnight. That's not going to happen. But it's possible that you could. Another thing, like I said, and I didn't talk enough about this, is influence and authority, okay, of your community. The more people that are relevant to your brand, your brand page, and your community's theme and purpose, the more relevant they are to that purpose, the higher you're going to rank, okay? The better visibility you're going to get. Like, say, for instance, with Gamers Bay, we had a few prominent figures in the gaming industry join early on, and that really helped us. We had people from Virgin Games, Virgin Esports. We all know who Virgin is. They posted in our community, and they promoted their esports platform through Gamers Bay. Okay, everybody knows who Trilobite Games is, the 7th Guest, the 11th Hour. In fact, we published a press release for the 7th Guest 3, and we we have made friends with some of the people from Trilobite Games, and we're very familiar with them. So we got involved with a number of entities in the gaming industry, just not that we were looking for it either. In fact, these people just showed up, and we built relationships with people, and that's really what it's all about. To build your purpose, to build an audience on the web, it takes time. And if you have a really engaging community and it has a lot to offer the public, some of these really prominent figures in your industry, and it could be any industry, it doesn't just have to be gaming, it could be any industry, could show up in your community, and you can start to engage with these people and start to to really build your authority and your influence around your subject matter. Okay, and that's how we grew strategic social networking. You know, we have a lot of prominent figures in the information technology arena that are members of our brand, of our community. And so, you know, Google really puts a lot of value on that, and I think the public puts a lot of value on that too. You know, who's involved, you know, with a certain specific brand, etc. You know, so definitely take my advice. You know, like I said, start with the brand page. Use the brand page to create your community. You know, be proactive. Make it a 7-day-a-week thing. Try not to skip days. Be responsive. If people aren't talking, be the first to get the conversation rolling. You start talking. You get involved. Don't wait for other people to do it. Again, if you don't see the link to create a brand page on the left-hand side menu of your Google Plus profile, I'm going to include a link in the description of the video, or you can just go to Google search and type in Google My Business, and that will bring up the application so that you can launch and you can create your brand page from there. Many thanks for watching. If you haven't checked out Strategic Social Networking on Google+, definitely do. You can connect with tens of thousands of information technology specialists, bloggers, and check out the latest social media and IT-based news. And many thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.